Man, I miss my innocent days in the 80s. The old school cartoons was the shit, and the toys I used to get from Lionel Kitty City with that kangaroo mascot, man, yeah, I took it back. In my very young days, I lived in a decent sized house with my two uncles, cousin, and my two queens, my mother and G-Ma. Couldn't ask for anything more. My mother, though, could never think of one another. She was like Superwoman to me, and she kept me fly as shit. I had the alligator skin coat with the rabbit fur around the hoodie that I still have saved till this day. She dressed me in Lacoste, although I knew nothing about it at the time. I just liked the alligator logo on my shirt. Far as being tough, I even watched her beat a couple asses before. One fight she was in, I was about 5 or 6, can't quite remember how it started, but she was giving it to homegirl. It was raining and everything. At some point, I ran in the house to grab my uncle, letting him know my mother was out fighting. Hold on. Damn, it feels good out here. Look at this scene. Anyway, so my mother boldness, toughness, and how she kept me so fly started when she was 17 and I was 2. She met who would be a long-term boyfriend who was deep in the street game and had no problems with offing a nigga. If one of his runners fucked up some money, he would make sure it wouldn't happen again. Eventually, my mother was there as his partner, carrying around a 25. They had a crazy-ass relationship. One time he cheated on my mom's with one of her friends. She played it cool as if she didn't know anything. One night my mother and her supposed-to-be friend were out walking and tripping as if nothing was about to go down. Now on a bridge with some train tracks underneath, my mom's threw the girl over. The girl survived. That was just one of several situations my mother took care of in her own hands. Other situations can't be talked about. Yes, way too much for the record. Gotta use that imagination for the rest. Mind you, it was the 80s, the crack era. Crack was a cheaper and more potent form of powder cocaine, which spread fast because it was cheap and addictive. Families were impacted, parents locked up, and children raised by grandparents. The crack era isn't just about drugs, it's about systemic neglect, resilience, and survival. I was in the middle of all that, minus the neglect. After my mother's boyfriend got locked up and living on our own, things took a turn. Some of my mother's friends already had an addiction to crack and would come to her because she had the money. At some point, she joined her friends with the addiction. When it came to me, she never stopped being there. She always did what she had to do for us to survive while hiding her addiction from me. There was a time things got a little tough for us, to the point I had to move in with my grandmother. Every time my mother left, I would watch her walk off until I couldn't see her no more with tears in my eyes. Give me a sec. During the 90s, my mother's addiction went off and on for a long time, with admitting herself into rehab followed by relapsing a few times. At this period, I became a little tougher and a lot quieter than usual, to the point my school teacher told me to talk and get in trouble sometimes. Couldn't no one read my personality. Eventually, I got with a group of friends that fueled what my personality had become. Drinking, smoking, stealing cars, and fights were more of a recreational activity for me. While this was who I'd become, I never gave up on my mother. I used to walk around with this walking cane, and not because I needed it, knocking on doors looking for my mother's whereabouts because I just wanted her back. So many years after trials and tribulations, we finally got it right. About 10 years in, my mom's been clean ever since. She's working, living in a nice home, and driving around in her own car. Yeah, it definitely feels like Superwoman is back.
You all appreciate it.